What's going on YouTube? So today what I'm going to be showing you guys is a class setup that will work that I haven't really seen anybody using fairly often for the last few wipes due to the nerf of the VSS and AS Val, but this gun still slaps early to mid wipe with the ammo that is readily available to you from proper level 2, and that is the VSS Venturas kit with 20 round magazines. So VSS Venturas shoots a 9x39 cartridge, and the round that you guys are going to be using with this is SP5. Now you can buy SP5 directly off the market or for 236 rubles from Proper at any time, as I said, at level 2 Proper. What I normally would like to do is buy 150 rounds of it for about 35k. So when we're talking about this kit, we're mainly talking about it being effective and cheap, or fairly inexpensive for what it is, and can save you in the long run without breaking the bank, and can also provide packing a punch, and you can also pick up a large amount of loot, or if you have to, you can drop your kit or drop some of your gear to pick up other loot, whether you kill a scav that had something better or a player. So as I said, the VSS. So first things first with the VSS, we're not going to do anything too crazy with it. We're going to give it a 20 round, the GL 25 20 round magazine, and an OKP7 reflex sight to dovetail, and an RP1 for a little bit of extra ergo, and that is it. Now you might notice the durability. However, when you go to the market, you can pick these things up as cheap as 45,000 as of the time of recording this video, which is at 7:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me on January 14th. For about 45,000 to 50,000 for decent durability VSSs. Now, you can probably find 100 at 100, but it's going to be a little more expensive. But with the new recent update to scav weapons, or the recent change, scav weapons now have a much higher durability cap that you can repair at. So you can buy one repaired fairly cheap, or if you already have a weapon repair kit, which they are fairly inexpensive, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so 77,000 rubles, which they're fairly inexpensive. You can get a decently built out VSS. Now, as I said, can repair it and all of that with this as well. But that is all you're gonna have to do to the gun. Now, what I like to do is, when buying them, check the prices for them. So they fluctuate between 15,000 to 25,000 on an average time. What I like to do, and there's a simple little trade you can get from Proper, is for 5 of these, you can buy a car manual for about 17,000 and do trades with them. Now, you get some of these from quests. I think a few of them, I think one of them was a mechanic quest, which I believe was Signal Part 1, which you can use 2 of those to grab this, and then you go to the market and you buy, see if these are any cheaper or anything like that, and if not, just buy 1 or 2, spend about 50k for the mags, and there you go. Now you have 4 mags total, or if you happen to find them in raid, save them and keep them, and then use them that way. So that's speaking with the ammo and the gun build and as well. Now, this is just the standard what I like to run, and I will throw this away if I have to. If I kill let's say 2 to 3 decently geared players that have better guns than mine, I will chuck this in a bush and we'll get it back, or I can just drop it on the ground, and more than likely we'll just get it back, because not really everybody wants to run the VSS anymore, or the AS Val, as I said, due to the recoil. But it actually does have a decent recoil control when shooting it at single fire, and at close range, if you take your time to accurately aim, you can use this weapon or use the VSS at a better speed with single fire, and put down a decent amount of rounds. Now, anything class 4 and below, relatively quick, about 4 to 5 shots. Now, if you full auto really close, this thing's not really going to bark on you. It's probably just going to go up and you're more than likely going to get your head shot. But if you're close and crouched and keep the spray control pretty effectively, nothing more than about 20 to 30 feet, you're going to drop them with anything class 4 and below, maybe even class 5 with SP5. And with the recent armor changes to where certain armors are no longer able to be bought from traders, and with the price of the what's it called, with the diaper rig, I'm gonna call it the diaper rig, now with it being 70k instead of 55k at Ragman level 2, this adds more options to what we're gonna branch into now, to the tactical rig. So the 6B515 Yuli armored rig is a 50 out of 50 class 4 ceramic. So it protects thorax and stomach, has 4 double slots for mags, and then 2 single slots. So you can chuck your meds down here and then have 3 mags up here, total of 4, to carry enough ammunition. So it's 20, 40, 60, 80 rounds right there to run through. Now if you're single firing this, you're not really going to blow through it, and that's where the spare ammo comes in. And that's why I like to carry 100 rounds spare throughout the raid. And you can quickly, if you have to find better ammo, you can chuck these up in there. They're cheap and you really don't have to worry about them. Now back to the 6B5. The reason I'm going with this, and the reason I'm not going with the diaper rig anymore, is the price of it is different now. So for example, you can find these on scavs very commonly. However, if you're seeing right here, 49 out of 50 for 48k, 50 out of 50 for 58k, 63, you can find these things fluctuating between 45 and 50 or 45 and 65,000 rubles at a very decent effective price. And it's a class 4, so it's going to catch a few rounds before it goes. And you can chuck this if you find something better. Good insurance frauding armor class as well to use. The reason I'm also saying that is, for example here, this is the 40 out of the 40. Now it is Titan, so it's better, but look at the price compared to this. So that is why it is a better price for it. The next item that we're going to go into is helmets. I'm going to use the LSHZ as a baseline helmet for what you're going to use. Now, I'm going to throw these in here as kind of just like a baseline on what you're going to want to run. But the reason I'm throwing this in here is it's a level 3 armor type with 30 hit points. It covers top and nape. And it's normally running for a full health 1, roughly around 40,000 rubles, and it can allow you the ability to attach night vision. Sorry about that, guys. So back to what I was saying, the LSHZ light helmet, normally for about 40k, I've seen it as low as 30k for a 30 out of a 30 class 3 armor that has a ricochet chance of medium. You can get an effective helmet, pretty cheap, that can ricochet, with the ability to attach a night vision. Now, I'm leaving this one up to personal preference, on the sole simple fact that with the S8, with the steel helmet, the SSH-68, if you were to run this, you can run it, and these are far cheaper, about 20,000 rubles cheaper than the light helmet. However, they don't have the ability for night vision, but it is a class 3 armor seal with a ricochet chance of high. They do allow contacts, but with this armor, or with the helmet, let's say and this is kind of where I'm like bringing up preferred preference here. So because I like Comtex and I like M32s, if I wanted to run this, I can't run it with the M32. I can only run it with Comtex. However, where I can run this with both. So it all very much depends on your preference and what you have and what you're willing to pay for. on that. These two, this kind of really, it fluctuates day to day, in my opinion. Like, if you're doing a night run, I would recommend this. It's a cheap helmet you can fraud out. Like, let's say you kill somebody with a Bastion, and they have a night vision on it. You can chuck your stuff away into a bush, pick up that, and keep going. So that's why I have this included, and also because you can run all ear types on underneath this helmet. Now the final thing that I'm going to run with is, and this is also up to very big personal preference as well, this is also up to personal preference as well, is a backpack. Now I have been running the Hazard 4 Takedown Sling backpack in multicam. The reason why is it is a 3x8, which means you can hold 2 rigs sideways in it. So, say for example like that. There are a few other rigs that you can hold. You can't hold those, but you can hold armors as well, like that. Simple stuff. 3 slaughter, 3x3 items that you could chuck into your rig. Now, the reason I'm including this is it's light. It's a 1.6, without anything in it, 1.68 kilogram backpack for the price of roughly around 30 to 40k on an average. Gonna say the happy median's about 35k, because a few minutes ago these were down to 34, but for that price you can get this backpack. The other one that I do recommend taking a look at and going for, which will also work, is the Grupa 99T20 backpack. This backpack is fairly standard for what it is, but the tan one, not the multicam, just the standard tan one, is a 5x5 for about 40k. So about 5 to 10k more, and not much more expensive, or not much more weight, excuse me. This is up to personal preference, as I said as well. If you already have access to, let's say, level 2 ragman or level 3 ragman, or if you already have up to level 3 or level 4 traders, this will not matter to you, but it still can matter to you on the sole simple fact of it being a cheap, effective loot running kit that you can fraud insurance out if you need to quickly, kill a player or two, take their gear and run that, and or if you die with it, you'll more than likely just get the kit back in insurance anyways. Because the VSS, as I said, nobody's really running it because of how the recoil is with it, but it's still effective on close to medium range. I have not wiped, but I have killed 2 to 3 mans with this exact setup, except I've had the front mount part where you can put a grip and a laser on, and ran this on Shoreline, Customs, Reserve, and ran SP5 and SP6 comboed out of it, and have dropped players wearing Class 5 armors, such as Gazelles, and other sorts of rigs like that. So, I've even killed somebody with a Class 6. So, it definitely can do the work if you accurately place your shots and are careful with them, and not really worried about rushing your shots and all that. Now, if you have to get into a quick gunfight and have to react quickly, the very fast recoil or the very fast firing rate on here, which is 900 rounds per minute, shooting SP5 will definitely shred anything up close. Now, as said, everything Class 4 and below with SP5, anything with Class 5 or below with SP6. BP ammo, which is right. I thought I had it somewhere here. This is the SP6. Oh, right here. BP. This will punch through Class 5 very effectively and very quickly, but it's hard to find. You can't buy it on the market, and you can only buy a limited amount from Proper. But I believe you can craft it. I haven't checked recently if they removed the craft, or if they've added it or removed it. I don't remember. I don't really ever worry about it because I'm running SP6 out of my gun or SP5. this is an effective, as I said, and a very effective, affordable class setup that you guys can run, and that won't break the bank. You're probably going to be spending close to about 200-ish K on this kit altogether, and can definitely make your money return back on it. So give it a chance, give it a try, see how you like it, leave me some feedback on what you guys think of it. But it's a fun little gun that if you just really want, if you already have, let's say you have a VSS from a scav, want to repair it, grab some of these mags, throw in a VSS, or grab some of these 20 round mags, buy some SP5 if you have proper level 2, and just go for it. Nothing wrong with it. Grab it a dovetail sight and just send it, and if you really wanted to use it on a low budget gear run, it will work just as well for that. So I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching the video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and leave me a comment thinking what I should do next. Have a good night, guys. Goodbye.